our friend Donnie is. So Donnie is the principal at Director for Africa, which is a very complex for a person that empowers people in Africa with HubSpot. So we've worked together now 5 years. So Buddy and I've worked together very closely, and we've introduced a lot of people to HubSpot over the years. Lots of changes that we've seen, not only in the ecosystem, but in the product itself. So we're excited to share any aspect of HubSpot with you this morning. And I think if we can really make it as conversational as possible, if you've got a question, just stop us. It's really it's really important to us. So if you fire away with the questions, I'll like you to do a quick presentation on Service Hub, how the CX industry has changed and continues to change. And then we'll move into a panel discussion and the Q&A. But really, we can ask questions as well.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Dolly, and I'm the country director looking after HubSpot. And I've been with HubSpot for 5 years now, and it's been amazing. Quick background on myself: I used to work for Salesforce, so yeah. So it's a great thing that I'm with HubSpot now, and I'm not going to try to sell you HubSpot. I don't want to sound biased, but then HubSpot is a great product. So today we want to talk about Service Hub. I just want to kind of quickly touch base on the fact that HubSpot is a full-blown platform for your business. So it's not just for the service. So we cover marketing, we cover sales, we cover service, we cover operations, as well as data hub. So it's a full-blown platform for your business. And but we're focusing on the core service today. Is that okay? All right, perfect. Thank you. Over the last decade or more, the focus has been on customer acquisition, delivery relying solely on the account. So as the business grows, you're employing more people to look after the customers. And I think there's been a huge shift. We all agree there's been a huge shift from where we were to where we are at the moment. So, and this is where HubSpot comes into play. Thank you, Darren. So the whole way, like I said earlier on, so we have loads of reps looking after the customers. And it becomes frustrating for them because they have this multiple systems and multiple tools that they need to use for their daily activities to manage all the tickets coming through, the feedback surveys and whatnot that you have. So we have siloed tools. So closing tickets becomes cumbersome because siloed tools that they have, they're not meeting the expectations set for them. Then the customers become frustrated as well. Again, at the end of the day, you have no customer satisfaction, which we don't like. So now we're moving into the new way. We have HubSpot, the HubSpot way. So we have AI-powered tools that your agents can actually use. As we have a unified platform. So it doesn't matter if you have marketing or you have sales, you have service, your agents can actually see everything from one unified platform, from one portal. You can see all the engagements from the marketing side of things, the sales side of things, the service side of things. It makes life easier for them to understand what they're talking about when they're looking to solve for the customer. And then the aim of it all is for them to retain the customers for you, and then your revenue grows as that happens. Does that make sense, everyone? Okay. So HubSpot is to help you drive revenue as well. Our worker. Before we go on to the next slide, I would love to ask you questions. I would love to have the session as interactive as possible because I know I can be boring. And I hope I'm not boring about families with times. Anyway, so we're all here today, but I'm going to pass on the microphone actually, so just remember non perfect, thank you. So can you guys tell me, your experience when it comes to the challenges that you face in terms of customer satisfaction or retention, within your businesses? What does that look like for you? Is there a challenge at all?
But we haven't, right?
Who wants to go first?
It's never been well, it's happening. The one said it's all takes because. Thanks so much, and hello everyone. So I was from the automotive side of typically, typically the retention period is shared in two ways for us. So first, obviously, there's a lot of new entrants into the market. So the side of people are purchasing a new vehicle, but trying to retain them, trying to keep the weapons to bear obviously the challenge and all the things coming in. And the second one on the service side. There's a lot of competitive on that side and cost efficiencies and network services and all that. So also on the servicing side, retaining as I'm thinking that's other things is also a challenge. I think if we can have synergies to help us keep them, so we've really been good at attracting getting people to purchase. And we're in that phase now, we really kind of supply how we retain customers, first those repeat purchase, and also on the service side of keeping service that we have to keep it together. So that's been very much like server.
Thank you very much, sir. What's your name again? Dominic. Thank you so much, Dominic. You mentioned something there, and I'll just quickly talk through it. This is something I would always say to my clients, my customers. I say this to them every single time. It's very, very difficult to get new customers. Absolutely difficult. It's the most difficult thing ever that you can do to get new customers. But what's more difficult than that is actually retaining the customer. Because when we think about it, business is closed, customer service, it's an afterthought for the business. We don't really focus on it at all. It's only customer service attack. But then until it becomes an issue, until there's a problem, that's when we realize, I'm sorry. Wait, what? We actually need a proper tool to look after a customer. So thank you very much, Dominic. Any other questions?
So Danny, I'll actually share one from our business because although we use this stuff every day, we still face challenges, right? Because we need to be able to scale our business, and the challenge there is maintaining the personal relationships, right? So when you start a business, you've got a friends and family group that you know really well. And as you scale the business, you start to entrust those relationships to all the people with targets on their chest and a whole lot more than it was that you're working back at the office. And understanding how the customer relationship is being maintained, it's really hard for us. So that's a challenge that we face. And I think many service businesses face the same challenges. I love it. This is easy to constructive obstacle. I think one of our greatest challenges with the all our entities with the start group is that we have a wide range of customers, not only in South Africa, but in global. And to actually maintain those customers and keep information up to date and relevant, that was our biggest concern. To do Excel and edit on paper and actually post it what we were right after, especially when you're going to Africa and catch it. Our big challenge was can we get the information from our customers and upload it to an environment where everybody has transparency about the information. I think that's critical for an environment where it's constant growth and movement and perspective. But utilizing HubSpot actually has given us that advantage. So that's a great start on this.
Thank you so much, Nazim. I have a solution for you, but I'm going to talk to later on. Is that good?
I don't do that.
Any other question?
All right.
All right, we're good. So, discuss some of the challenges, thanks Dominic and thanks Nazim. So, from our perspective, these are 3-4 challenges that our customers would actually, say to us. So, in terms of the pay, so we have the customers expecting faster support, but the resources that's available is very flat. It's all non-existent in some cases. And the business impact that it has is the fact that the client and the customer satisfaction, and then the support rep becomes frustrated. Apart from the support reps, the customers becomes frustrated as well. The solution here is for us to have, resolve the issues within 24 hours with AI chatbots, optimizing your support organization, and also using the likes of advanced SLAs, skills-based routine. And this is for you, in terms of the skills-based routine. I'm going to explain more. Okay. Yeah. And then we have an omni-channel that will help you, in this case, help desk. So you have different channels that you can actually configure with HubSpot. So let's say WhatsApp, chats, Facebook, emails. So all your queries and support can come from all those channels, and then you can have one single view of actually we can ask the look.
So let's just get.
And then another thing here would be the silent system is it's always when I talk to customers and I ask them about, okay, tell me about the current systems that you guys are using. And by this time, we start listing everything to me, and they're like, we're going on 15 shows. Jesus Christ, how are you ever going to do anything with 15 tools? Like how? Imagine as a salesperson or as a service person, you open your laptop, and then for me to solve a ticket, I have to open 15 different systems or 15 different tools. That is cumbersome, and I know myself, I'm never gonna do it. So, again, sorry,
If I
I digress.
If I can jump in, is if the 15 tools are frustrating for your internal team, imagine what they're doing to your customer.
Exactly. Yeah, so the business impact in there would be internal friction, so many sources of truth, because now I don't have any. And then with HubSpot, the solution that we provide is for you to have 360-degree view of your customer from the marketing, sales, and service side. So you have a unified CRM. So all the engagement or all the response that you're getting is actually correct, and then AI-powered recommendations in there. The last one here is it's actually retain customers in the long term. And I think myself and Lisa just touched on that this morning in terms of the retention. How would you retain a customer if you don't have data to back it up? If you don't understand what they did with you the last year or the last week or last month, it becomes very difficult. So this is where we come into play, because now there's also revenue from customers churning. And then in terms of the solution in here, the aim is to grow proactively with the customer success workspace and uncover insights to drive revenue and retention for your company as well.
Any questions before we move on to the next slide? Anybody resonating with those challenges in their business?
Okay, now this is the part I love the most, HubSpot. HubSpot is easy to use and easy to love. This particular one, Leader on G2, I take huge pride in it because we've actually won for the last 4 years in a row. And so it's a no-brainer, and it's not magic. It shows that we're doing something right. So really happy about that. And then when we talk about crafted, not copied, we're talking about having a unified code base. HubSpot is built on one platform, one unified platform, one unified code base. So you're not having, integrations coming. Not built on coupled tech, if that makes sense. So we're built on one unified code base, which makes it seamless when it comes to, having visibility across all the business units and all the business departments which come company. And then lastly, we're coupled fields, scale and grow with you. So when it comes to HubSpot, it doesn't matter the number of employees that you have within your company. We are happy to grow with you. It's all about growing. It's all about meeting you and to your needs. So basically, when it comes to the support that we do provide as well, we're not just giving you the common skills, we're empowering you to use it as well. So we have something called the HubSpot Academy that you can get free certifications from. You can learn from it how to use the platform effectively. And then when it comes to the implementation side of things, so I've been working with Spitfire Inbound for 5 years now, and they're one of our lead partners, and that we have in South Africa. They'll help you with the implementation on what you take and implement the system for you. If there's any integration works, and I'm saying cover all that for you. So HubSpot is easy to use. One of the key things I love about HubSpot is the adoption. First, that you don't have to be extremely tech savvy to use the platform. This is a long way for me because we know, you guys might be, I would say, 99% of everyone here, you're all tech savvy, yes. But then the people that you actually give the text to the video platform, I think compared in terms of the speakers. So you need to empower them to get them into that they can actually use. And this is the HubSpot functions of it because HubSpot is very, very easy to use. And that's one of the key things kind of the ones.
So I'm going to just jump in and add a bit of a South African flavor to the American slide deck, but because like anything, when you know how, it's really easy. And if we put it into the context of business and change management within an organization, HubSpot is the easiest platform to get adopted. But sometimes getting people to understand the purpose behind the technology is the challenging part. It's what we focus on is trying to allow people to see the big picture, to see that it's going to save them time, that it's going to improve their performance, and that it ultimately will build them a stronger, more sustainable business. So when we put up a slide like this, it's easy to use and easy to know. It's also easy to hate if you choose. And what we've got to do is set a mindset within the organization that this is going to be better for our customers, and we need to go on this path in order to achieve it. So just sort of similar down the American URL that we're getting to South Africa.
Thank you, Darren.
Yeah. Go ahead, Wendy.
Service Hub keeps us all on the same page. Gives us really one truth of the customer. Makes it really easy to collaborate with the other departments. I love all the tools and the help desk. Everything from the AI ticket naming, the AI summaries to reply recommendation, which allows our customer service agents to just reply with a single click of a button. The health score, which assesses the customer's engagement history. So right away, our customer service agents know what the sentiment of the customer is. And the SLAs that really help our customers to decide to place the most urgent. So all of those tools working cohesively together really empowers our team to do a great job.
The customer agent has been really good for us. It was very simple to set up. It helps us to respond quicker than we ever could before.
One of my favorite features of the customer agent is the knowledge gap. Literally tells you what question isn't being answered.
In that way, I can make the agents work even better. When we are using different tools to have conversations with the same client, the information gets lost anyway. With Service Hub, we are able to see all of the data in one place, and we can see through the customer success, how the customer is feeling and how the relationship is going with the customer.
Feedback surveys give us an honest look at what our customer experience is like.
Then we can understand one of our customers are happy, and two, our supporting and delivering what they expect. With HubSpot, I've been able to build my own dashboards so I could easily track how they perform. I can customize it as much as I want. And that is without no code. My agent also can see their own dashboards and they can see how they perform. It's easier for me to coach them and make the support better for customers. We can really work in a data-driven way to improve our customer satisfaction.
The tools that we're using within HubSpot are allowing us to maintain momentum and morale as we're tackling more tickets that.
Thank you very much. Before we actually can go into the tools, the features that we have within HubSpot, based on the video that you've just seen, if I reservation for the
Let's go.
Those are real people, by the way. They're not actors. Yeah, they're real people. They use it as well. Okay. So this is HubSpot Service Hub. It's AI first, and no AI is a real buzzword. Everyone is AI. However, we've been using AI first at the moment. We just didn't really announce it, but now that we have to announce it, we announce it. So Service Hub is AI first. Things from the channel as it touches in the new era of customer service. So with customer service, with Service Hub, you can scale your support and drive retention. The two core elements of HubSpot Service Hub is to scale to and also drive retention. So you can see that we have 13 times ticket resolution. So there you go, that speaks for me. I need a round of applause here. Come on, guys. So thank you. And then we drive over 83% in terms of the retention within HubSpot using our team. So I'm really excited about that. So we're going to look to the next slide. So to win in this landscape, CS leaders, you guys must have you have to scale your personalized approach when it comes to how you service your customers. You need to have a unified channel in terms of using help desk, and also with doing all that, you'll be able to drive retention going forward. So we're going to start talking about the tools that you add to it here. Okay.
Yeah, so I thought I'd just talk about the CX landscape. We tend to look at roles and organizations, and we've always had customer support, customer service, almost as an afterthought. And what we see as a trend globally is that CX is becoming a revenue driver. So the role of CX is actually evolving into growth. It's a customer growth officer, or it's something like that nature. I was chatting to Hank about it before. It's more so than ever, retention is becoming the focus of future growth, and making sure that you're not hemorrhaging clients on the back end through post-acquisition. I'm good. I just had a whirlwind tour of Cape Town over the last couple of minutes. So, correct.
I'm born ready, never tired. Okay, let's do this. All right, so in terms of the tools that would help you scale support, we have the Breeze Customer Agent.
Yeah, that's good.
Are you ready for this? It's pumped. Okay, so the Breeze Customer Agent basically would help you respond to queries. This is 247. This is AI-powered agent, so you can actually create this within minutes. You can create this within minutes. It will help you respond to your ticket. And basically all the answers that's going to be generated is coming from your website. It's coming from your platforms. So it's coming from your landing page. And so basically everywhere where you have your data, your data stored is where it's going to pull this information from. So it can be set up within minutes, and it's all about just putting those pages in there. And then you can use it as a repository of information as well. It goes a long way when you have an agent, like AI agent, actually taking all those queries from you, and then your customer service reps or agents can actually focus on bigger accounts or bigger issues that they have, and all this can actually be done quickly.
So I think if we look at this in practical terms and where it can be used, it sounds good in theory, but actually when you deploy this, it works exceptionally well. And building the knowledge base is not as hard as it seems. And what customers want is to be able to engage with us in natural language. I don't know if any of you have worked on a chatbot on a website, and you get into the loop where it's like, can I just speak to a person? The AI capability around, I think, Breeze Agent is remove that friction. And if the person just goes, I need to speak to someone, the agent will hand it over to a human. But if they're asking a question that the agent can't necessarily answer, it will say, I'm not sure. It will not hallucinate. It will not go, oh, well, I'll just tell you random things. But you believe it or not, Human agents really do. So people talk about AI hallucinations, but human hallucinations have been around for a really long time. But have you ever had a salesperson come and go, no, what is the client we can deliver tomorrow? So, but
It's like Darren, let's you heard it on machine learning, right?
Users.
With sample base. Okay, so knowledge base. Knowledge base basically is a channel that you can use to store information that you want your customers to get. So this is you empowering your customers so that they can self-serve themselves. And if they have any question, they can easily go into the knowledge base and pull out this information. This is going to be re-DM. You can use that to pre-put, if that's a word. Pre-populate your information in there. So basically you have articles in there that you would have put into your knowledge base, and then when they're looking for maybe more information about this particular product or that you offer, a service that you offer, I can easily go into the knowledge base and grab it. I don't have to log into it, I don't have to reach out to get more information basically. So it goes a long way, and then you can run reports to see how the knowledge base is working, what's the best used knowledge base. As you can see on this particular one, you can see that it's been accessed 1,004 times. So this is the best one that people are actually looking at.
That also gives you an idea of what problems you can solve for it. People are looking at the knowledge base and so using the data that comes out of this to facilitate better customer engagement is where the real power lies. If you're able to understand the questions that people are asking in knowledge base, that are asking your AI, that are asking your service agents, it allows you to evolve your product, service offerings, and deliver a better service to your customer.
Thank you. So customer portal, I'm actually in love with as because now you have total control of what your tickets looks like. So in the sense that as a customer, you're able to have access to customer portal, but then create tickets, log tickets, and manage and have visibility as to how it ends actually tracking. So you want to know that okay, this ticket is being solved at the moment, or no, you've actually not looked at it. So you want to be able to look at that and have visibility to what that looks like. And I really like this one. It's very easy to use. Like it sounds simple, but it's powerful at the same time, because I'm sure at least one of us here would have looked at the ticket with a company and you're still waiting for 36 hours to be looked after. But with this, at least you can track, okay, this ticket is actually with this particular customer customer rep. And
I think a lot of us have also experienced it the other way around, where the customer screaming and shouting, but I've been telling everybody this, and you go, actually, this was resolved 3 weeks ago. This is a recurring, it's not, so we don't want to go, no, you didn't. But once we have the data, it takes the heat out of that discussion. And we can go, well, actually, this was resolved. And maybe this problem is somewhere else, not necessarily in the service delivery of this particular issue. So it allows you to have a much more transparent engagement with your customer because you have that information on hand and they have access to that information at any given time.
I think they're good.
help desk. Okay. Let's say I was talking to you about help desk earlier on. So with a service of help desk, you have all the channels in there. So your chats, your WhatsApp, your Facebook, your email, your calls as well. You can have everything integrated and have it on the help desk. So you can see the channels that the ticket is coming from, and then you can, build it out in terms of your views, like 10 views, and you can have all the open emails, open engagement in there, and the agents can actually just respond directly out of the help desk. They don't have to think where. It's all about opening up your help desk. They can select the channels they want to work out of. If it's WhatsApp, if it's email, they can just click on it and then respond to that particular tab and support query or any issues that they might have. And I know they're going to go there, but then maybe I'm jumping the gun here in terms of a content agent. It's amazing because imagine your agent is working, they have this issues, like various problem, maybe a WhatsApp channel or whatnot. And in here, instead of thinking about, oh, what do I have to say to this particular person right now? And he has a lot of issues and I'm overwhelmed, I don't know what to say. I could easily use the AI tool to help them basically kind of overlook the conversation, the ticket, and then give them the best response to that particular ticket. It's a game changer.
If I can sum it up in one word, it's context. So for your business, for your salespeople, for your service people, and for your AI support to those people, everything there revolves around context. So I'm sure we've all had an experience where you're on the phone to a call center agent and they're like, I'll pass you through to somebody else. And then you get through and they're like, yes, no, I was just with somebody else. Well, what do you want? They've got no context of the previous conversation. What you're able to do now is to provide a continuous chain to give people the context. And as a manager, you can come in, you can pull that summary review, quickly give me an assessment of what this business looks like, how we've engaged with them, are there any potential issues, so that you go more empowered into the next engagement with that organization. And Help Desk is a visual representation of that context. It's pulling data, both structured and unstructured data from your entire system into this tool that makes it visible for you.
Skills-based written. And I say, and this is for you again. I'm picking on you today. You said something earlier on that, some of your team members are actually based out of other countries at all. And a lot of customers struggle with that defense. If you're looking to sort of tickets or the expertise is in another country, or the person is in another country, or they don't understand a specific language, it becomes an issue. But then with HubSpot, we've set it up in a way so you have skills-based written. So you can customize this based on language, based on location. So when a query or ticket does come through, it gets allocated to the right person. So you don't have to, like Darren said earlier on, I'm going to pass you to another person. No, you don't have to do that anymore because
This works well in our world, right? Where, if a lead was passed through to the Nordic region for a deal in Nigeria, there'd be quite a big disconnect.
Yeah.
But Dolly and I, we kind of get Nigeria, so the Nigeria deals to us because we have context, we understand how to deal with that region. Or if we need to route that to somebody who is more technical, we can do that based on the information or data that we gather.
So this particular tool is how it works. Because now you're not only solving for the business, you're solving for the customer, who's a long way. And this is the power of retention. Like this is what drives retention, because the customer knows that come what may, if I reach out to this company, they're going to look after me. It's that confidence that you want in your customer. Like this.
So next audition report, are there any questions? Anybody want to dive deeper into anything before we carry on? Or alternatively, if you do have something that you want to see physically working, we have the team available after the session to actually show you live at HubSpot how we would do that.
You can say, I would good.
How's it, thanks. Just a quick question, specifically to South Africa, because we are very bilingual. And one of the features that really did stand out was the ability to get information from ports. Was that something that you think is something that's understand? So like students or customer, maybe everyone decisions to them as well. I'm not going to take it. So there's a way to capture that information so it can work chronologically. Clearing the message and understanding the mass context. How well does the marketing factor work with this? Was even my English accent already was like, so normally specific stuff doesn't work well at all. How gaps is that from multi-English is not really.
It's going on. I'm too. And it's the same that. Also, it's about me. I was like to be I tell us in Africa.
So short simulation, we actually put in layers. So yes, our actions were very and so once we layer the show the knowledge, it actually repetition like carpentry to weapons is which will then allow the AI splitter and expansion data splitting tongues where the workplace quality bounce into the experts and that's into one. But it's like when they say like this conversation, some people go and that it's very complicated. It's like thinking of
Thanks, Marlon.
Everyone's good.
I just wanted to say with my knowledge base that on our site, I noticed to show that our knowledge base gets more views through Asian and more people. Which I think talks to the need that people have to know the most to understand how things work, but also to answer context that they require. So I think knowledge base is underrated. And instead of our tool, which is on any website, instead of having having AI session lanes that accessing and into developing.
That was
Yes, I think that's really important. And just on the actual capturing of voice into text and turning that into intelligence, into super. I was skeptical, and it's incredible. So we now record every conversation in our business. Everything is transcribed into action points against the associated records. It's pretty seamless and very impressive.
how this work is
Good. Yeah, but this good.
okay. So the next one is capacity limits. Are you guys okay? I'm still awake.
You're welcome.
I'm not boring into that yet. I think it's like a sheet. All right. Okay. So capacity limits. I'm sure we're familiar with this. I don't even actually sleep it. It's yeah. You have 18% debating what I can do. But with capacity limits, you can actually see, what you're doing, and also we can remove and actually add more cases in this case. Darren has 10 cases and Darren has 50 cases. It's only fair for me to take on some cases in my case. So,
But I think if you look at it, like there's that old adage that says, if you want to get something done, give it to the busiest person in your organization. And I think we all kind of tend to do that. And then you have a whole bunch of passengers. And the bigger your organization and the deeper that goes, the harder it is to detect. Each individual manager has a different approach to that. Now you can get an aggregated view and go, we are continually over capacity. Our team are stretched. We need to add more seats, or we need to integrate some of the capacity through AI. So that's where you build the motivation to change your operation model and your systems and your income. So that good.
okay, so the content assistant was actually what I explained earlier in terms of when you want to respond, and you're able to capture the information from the previous engagement, and then the AI could actually give you the best response and you can actually send that to each person. This could be social media as well, by the way. So it's amazing, and I'm sure everyone has complaints. I'm sure we're both using AI. Please put your hands up if you're not using AI. So really?
So Donnie's going to shame you now.
No, we don't. That's okay. We're here to convince you and not confuse you that AI is the next game changer. It's the game changer. So we'll love to talk to you afterwards. Is that okay? So agent presence. Basically, this is very self-explanatory because it's all about actually seeing who else is looking after this particular ticket. So you don't have to take a ticket I think this tool for me, I feel like it's great because most times when you have agents, they just grab cases and start working it without realizing that someone is actually working that particular deal or that particular ticket, and they've probably wasted 1 day or 6 hours solving for this customer, not realizing that it's actually being worked. But with this, now you can see that, okay, someone else is on top of this particular ticket, I'm going to look out for something else to do.
To give you a practical view on how this actually works, it's like the last question that is asked. I'm like, oh, good question, but I'm going to get my solutions architect to answer it, and then the strategic director is going to chip in and manage that. And if you've got a team of agents that have different skills that can collaborate to resolve issues faster, which in turn removes friction for the customer. We do have lots of tools to use, by the way, so
Yeah, I'll be doing so. You do this.
maybe we should just like our agents want to help. And everybody might be call for the agent is in that area. He just keeps on code. It's not genius for that. Does anybody else want to take for that agent? Because I think Ellie was it. Please.
Yeah.
Okay. So agents are effectively software that will understand the context of the question, relate that to the information that it has access to, and answer the question appropriately, but also action the next available solution. So if we put that into terms, an agent would effectively be really a good intern, where I go, I really need this email drafted, and the agent will draft the email, bring it back to me, say, I've added this context, I've brought this reference material, so that you can understand the landscape better and then make a more informed decision. And there's different levels of agents, and you can enlist multiple agents together to do a range of tasks. So in our creative process, we're using it to brainstorm an idea, flesh out that idea conceptually and visually, and then to get it into production. And we've got multiple agents that will work with the designer at any given time to help them progress that faster. Thank you. Want to elaborate on that? Yes. Yeah. So actually, I want to challenge you because we've actually changed our org chart to show our agents as people in the team. And that makes it more real for the people, right? And it's a work in progress, right? We're going, well, could we have an agent solve this problem for us? Yes. Okay, cool. Let's define the agency, give it a set of tasks, and bring it into the team. But you've got to actually still manage the agent, right? So somebody has to review what it's doing. You can't just let it go, it takes over the world. So you give it some tight constraints, you test it, you evolve it, telling you let it, give it a bit more pretty much like you would do onboarding a human.
Super.
Yeah, they do ask for a raise, because you just want more things.
Love that actually. So we have ticket celebrations. Basically, this would help you. I'll just give you a quick example of what this will help you do. There is nicely call escalations. So you can customize your automation the way you want in terms of workflows, how you want it. You can use it for ticket routine, and you can use it for escalations. For my one example will be for escalation. So for example, you have SLA for tickets to be resolved within 6 hours, for example. And then if that ticket doesn't get resolved within 6 hours, what happens? Your customer is left hanging. And in this case, what the escalation would do is, once the ticket is not answered within 6 hours, it gets escalated to another rep. If the rep does not answer that ticket within an hour, then we're going to have to escalate this to the service manager. What it's doing in there is it's pushing your ticket forward and also making sure that you're being looked after, because If the first agent doesn't work it, the second agent, if the second agent doesn't work it, the manager will pop it, and he has no choice than to look after it. But if you leave it and do not do anything, then the customer becomes frustrated, and we know where that leads to. But that's what I love the most. The ticket escalations, for me, I love it because I know that you never leave a customer angry. They always be well looked after.
I think that's true both internally and externally, because not only can it escalate internally, but it can set the expectation for the client. So if the client logs the ticket, you can expect a response within this time, or we're going to pass it on to Donnie and she will be in touch with you in the next 3 hours. So you manage that expectation with the client through automation. And there has to be a clear distinction when you configure the system as to what are we automating and what are we using an agent to do. So working with somebody that's strategically going, this has to be a workflow because it's a mandatory part of the process. We have to have approval at this point in a workflow from a human of this seniority before it can move forward. And that's something you would automate that you wouldn't necessarily put an agent in.
Sorry, a quick question on the customer experience, right? So we sign agreements, many sales agreements with customers with regards to service support. On the back of that, we obviously highlight the priorities and the security in terms of blocks that needs to be addressed. Does that built in within this ticketing system? Can it be escalated to specific technical people that can allow to resolve the problem?
Absolutely.
There's a workflow of in your job.
Yes. Yeah, you can do that. And the beauty of HubSpot is you can have workflows within workflows.
So, let me. I should touch this up.
Okay, so on the worksite and escalation side of this, yes, it's absolutely possible. There's some things that are about that your agents implement. I mean, at the end of the day, everything revolves around a strategy. So you need to know, okay, when this happens, what is this actually work? And then you plan that out of the lane. It's, as you can see, the enrollment criteria, everything's there, but it's like, what goal are you trying to solicit? Yeah, so revolving around a strategy as well. It's take a moment.
Yeah, so I think the important part of it is it doesn't replace your process. And it empowers and augments your process. But if you don't have a clear process, if your SLA isn't clear, you're not going to get the benefit. So it's making sure that strategically understand what this engagement looks like, who's associated with that, and how do we progress the information to them.
So the last one on how to scale support and HubSpot would be the service analytics. And if you know HubSpot really well, you know that you're able to report literally everything in HubSpot. And that's the beauty of it. Reporting is very important because it gives us visibility as to how we're doing, how we're tracking, what we're doing well, what we're doing well, how can we be better. And this is where HubSpot comes into play. So you can run your reports, you can read your dashboards, and you can actually set it up as a recurring dashboard as well. So if it's something that you like to send a weekly dashboard to the head of service within business, for example, you can set up your dashboards and then send it every week. So you don't have to physically send it. You can set it up as a recurring email that would go out to the head of service every week, Monday, 8 a.m., 5 a.m., whatever time you want to send it. You can set it up as a recurring email, and then you'll be able to see the information literally the way you're saying it on the within HubSpot, to be able to see it as it is. And the most important thing within the report is the things that it's very easy to run your report. As long as the data is within HubSpot, you can pull out the report. You can pull out the data. You can run reports on it, which goes a long way. It's not overly complicated to use. I've used systems before, and for you to pull up reports, you could actually be there for like 5 hours. I'm not messing with it. And but within HubSpot, you can run reports. You can pull out reports within less than 30 seconds. You can actually pull out reports. And the good thing about it is it's fluid. So look at this dashboard that you're looking at right now. You can move it around. You can toggle it around, place it, and customize it based on how you want to see it as well. And also we have templates that we've already created. So you don't have to like reinvent the wheel or start from scratch or building your report, building your dashboard. We know what a service leader is looking for when it comes to reports. So we pre-built all those dashboards and reports for you. So it's all about just clicking and run this report in 10 seconds. You have your reports and dashboards.
And so when we look at reporting, and any sort of stands on their soapbox and preaches this all the time, is that it's not about the data, it's not about the numbers, not about the graphs, it's about the insights that those deliver. And so if you want to understand how reporting can empower your business, I'd encourage you to have a chat with Annie or with Sharon. I think she's the mini-me of reporting, absolutely does it. So it becomes a very empowering part of your business, and when it becomes not just reporting, but a way to find solutions for your customers.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, it's me again, just a quick one. Can you draw the raw data from HubSpot? And is that can that go to like a Magna or something like that? And can that get integrated into existing data, right?
Yeah, it can go both ways. So you can bring data in and visualize it in HubSpot. You can push data out of HubSpot, visualize it in other tools, and manipulate it in many different ways. So as a marketer, I like to make up the numbers. So, but then I have guardrails in place to start doing this.
We have integrations. We have Open API, by the way, so we can always integrate with other systems. And on the marketplace, we have almost 4,000 integrations in there, so you can actually have a look. We're thinking probably less than one.
Well, when you should be sorry, I decided to be wait on them. And look at the tower controls.
We have native integrations. We have Open API, so whatever you want to integrate, as long as the other system is open.
Anyway, so we've had clients putting data in from a Google Sheet.
Yeah.
It's not easy to see, but they are pretty wait.
So maybe
All right, so now let's come to the second part, which is driving retention. So I know I've been talking a lot here, but I need someone to tell me the first pillar of customer service. I just want to know if you get that, Melissa. Earlier on, we have 2 core elements of the service hub, and that was what I just ran through. So this is the second element, so it's the first element.
Gonna have to start again.
I'm gonna give you a tip scale. It's wise. That's 3 and it's good. So it's here. It's good. That would be. It's okay. We're getting okay. Okay. I'll take that. Scale support. Good. And that's a little bit. And then plugging. All right. So the second part is driving retention, and 84% has been increased when it comes to customer satisfaction, and then 83% then in terms of retention. So we're going to talk about some tools embedded within HubSpot to help you drive retention. And we'll start with the customer health agent. This is actually quite cool because it helps you understand what's going on with this particular customer. Are they at risk, or are they actually performing well? Is it something that, okay, maybe if they are at risk, what can you actually proactively do to prevent them from churning? So it goes a long way because now you can see the next best actions that you can take to save that particular account. what recommendations and what insights you actually have on that account in terms of saving it. It goes a long way because I'm sure we've all experienced it at one point or the other when you know these accounts, they're really doing well, but at some point you just realize that, okay, they're at risk of churn, maybe the renewal is coming and you know they're not going to renew. What do? You're not just going to leave them and be like, sure, it's fine. No, we're not going to do that. So how can we actually save this account? What can we do? Is there anything? Is it us? The famous breakup line. It's not me. It's not you, it's me. So you want to understand what that looks like. How can we help you? How can we save this account? And this is where the insights comes into play because now you know how to help the customer.
Well,
and then here we have the customer agent handoff. This is amazing, and this is what Lauren actually mentioned earlier in terms of handing over to an human. So when you have the agent engaging with the customer and everything, after the whole engagement, the conversation that you've had with the agent, it then creates a comprehensive engagement, comprehensive overview of the conversation that you've had at the agent, and then hands it over to the human agent. In this case, now they understand fully what you've discussed and how can they actually help you go forward. So they don't have to all read everything because now they have a quick summary of what you've discussed and then they can help you. And then this is a customer success workspace. I'm sure everyone will like this because this is more like your Bible when it comes to driving retention. In here, you have the summary of all the accounts or all the portfolios that you're looking after. So you're able to see who is at risk, what's the health score, what's the health status, what kind of queries do they normally have, how can you solve for them, are they priorities, are they VIPs? Also, you can manage your entire book of business in one place, which is very powerful because now you're able to see the summary of your account, you can see the portfolio, you can see your pipeline in terms of the ticket movement and how you're solving for them. If you need to schedule engagement, do that. You can see, how they're actually responding through the feed, how they're responding and engaging with you as well. So you have a full platform looking after that. So you have imagine having 100 customers in your book of business that you're looking after.
right.
You will not be able to go through every one of it one by one if you don't have a proper system and a proper tool in place. So HubSpot has taken it upon themselves to look after this, build everything on one single platform for you to actually have a look. And you can toggle this as well. So if you want to see the lowest score, or you want to see it in ascending or descending order, you can actually do that as well, which goes a long way, and then you can start from there to work it out.
How do I do it?
When we put this together, I thought it was quite a few slides, but didn't think it goes so long. So how's everybody doing? Stamina waning? Are we good? Want to keep going? Yeah, cool. Let's carry it on.
Okay, health correlates. So basically, again, self-explanatory. You receive alerts when the health score is down, like way down, not down, or almost down. So at least okay, I need to get this number up. I need to get them into the green, currently in orange. I need to get them into green, or they're currently in red. I need to get them to orange, and you're able to walk through that as well.
Maybe so.
Ooh, conversation intelligence. I love this. So basically, conversation intelligence provides insight into engagement that you're having with your customers, and you can leverage this for coaching as well. So, for example, you're listening to conversations and that your agents are having with customers. What does that look like? Are they saying what they're meant to say? Are they helping them the way they're meant to help them as well? And you can leverage AI to help them, be better, coach them better in many ways as well. So, and I think it's on the next slide, this can be pulled. So you can have your call transcript, you can pull it out, you can share it and within the organization as well. So you have some visibility of what that looks like. I really like the fact that you can do the transcription because you now know who said what during the conversation. And apart from that, this functionality is actually on the mobile hub as well. So even if you ring someone from your phone, you can still have the transcript downloaded, and then you have the conversation intelligence embedded over it as well.
Which is on the app, you can actually even use that for an in-person meeting.
Yeah.
So if you're sitting in a call, you can activate the recording, and it will transcribe the notes of the meeting that you're sitting in.
Can you upload external calls? Let's say, for example, you're recording via something else, AWS or Docscope.
Yes, you can. Depends on the integrations that you use in CAP. So it depends on the tool that you're using that you want to have integrated, but then you can. Yeah.
So are you talking about a telephony system, or are you talking about a recorder on your phone? Okay. I think we can pick that up with you afterwards and look at the specific use case, but in principle, yes.
Customer service. We all love that, don't we? Yes. Customer service, it's a quick backstory. We all love sending out surveys, but we do not do anything about it. Am I right? We're quick to send surveys out. We want to hear from our customers and everything, but then give us the feedback. We forget about it. With HubSpot, you have your feedback surveys. Yes, you can do CSAT, you can do NPS, and name it within HubSpot, so you can do all that. But what I love the most about our feedback service is the fact that you can embed workflows within it. So let's say, for example, I send a feedback survey to Alison today, and then she comes back to say she's unhappy. Normally, people will be like, okay, you're unhappy, okay, or she's an unhappy person. With HubSpot workflows embedded within the feedback, I'm going to get a notification to say, listen, is unhappy. In that case, I have a task assigned to me to say I need to follow up with Alison. I need to ring her or send her an email, whatever I want to do, I need to reach out to Alison. So I need to solve for Alison. Why is she unhappy? What have we done? How can we solve it? You need to solve it for the customer. And that's the beauty of building experience, building customer retention. It goes a long way. So because if you don't solve for Alison, then the problem will continue on. At the end of the day, Alison will look at it because it will surely give the company she's going to go to another person that's going to look after her. Absolutely. But then the workflow goes in the way that you are able to set it up. So it's all about setting it up. So you're able to set it up to say that if a ticket comes back unhappy, notify the contact owner or the customer agent in this case to reach out and follow up. And after the follow-up is done, and we can then properly close that particular incident or the particular feedback survey. Also, if the ticket comes back, the feedback comes back happy, yes, we're all glad here in feedback and happy, but then we need to understand what we're doing for her to make her happy. So in this case, we want to know, should we continue doing it, or what does that look like? Again, automation is embedded for me to talk with Alison to understand, okay, I know you're happy, but what do you like the most about HubSpot, or what do you like the most about our service? What do you want us to do better? Is there anything at all, or whatever? So you're constantly engaging with them, you're constantly having conversations to drive retention. It goes along with that. Workflows is meant to be very easy, but it's simple, but it's a very powerful tool to have in any system going forward. That's her.
Yeah.
That's
What? Good to tell you.
custom surveys, again, you can customize your surveys. You can put your logo, put everything there just to make you work for your business, but and then you can run reports on it as well. Yay, marketplace. This is where I was talking about earlier on. We have over 4,000 integrations. So we can share this link later on, but then you can just search for the tool that you're looking to have integrated with HubSpot. It pops up, then it means that we have native integration with that particular tool. If we don't have native integration with the tool that you're looking to integrate with, there's always a great you can use a PA or other tool to have it integrated or big question integration with HubSpot.
So I think that brings us almost to the end. We've got a short panel discussion after this, but before we move into that, are there any questions for Dali? First of all, thank you, Dali. I really appreciate you coming to South Africa to share your insights with us. But anybody got any questions for Dali before we move on to the panel discussion?
So last question.
But no.
So it's to my question. When on the customer experience side of it, to enable retention of our customers, we need to understand the many service agreements that still is running. And then those days, obviously, expiring with that very contracts. The question of that is, can you facilitate or can our client facilitate at OCR level, because it puts in the document against the customer, and we can manage those levels of percent.
Well, it's nothing rigorous, but so that yes. OCR recognition, service contract, any of that. So if you've got a variable service, it's not a product that you sell, there's something a service. You can actually build that as a service object or a project object within HubSpot, and you can track performance against that. And you can build in your notifications. So if this is up for renewal, do a quarterly check, whatever that looks like in terms of your normal workflow, to be proactive in your customer service. That can be built into your process, basically.
And then on the back of that as well, we obviously get a lot of information on PDF setup as you emails, content. And we also automate onto the customer information and utilize that information to engage with customers on the back of the AI solution. For example, what I was talking about is what's called content sharing. But can you go inside for something specific on documents that we want to use when utilizing it?
I'm going to cautiously say yes. I think it's that complicated with definitely. But yes, so a lot of that can be ingested, and if it's not native within HubSpot, it can be done with kind of marketplace tools that can be able to ingest it for you.
We just want to remind you that HubSpot is like blank canvas, and then you can build it, customize it the way you want it, the way you want to use it for your business. The way you would use HubSpot right now, it's totally different to the way you're going to use HubSpot right now. So we have loads of businesses using HubSpot, different industries using HubSpot. So the use case is always different. That's where we take a personalized approach. So when you come to us and say, okay, this is what I'm looking for, we spend time with you to understand exactly what you're looking for before telling you, yes, now, okay, you're going to use Service Professional, you're going to use Service Enterprise. It's all about personalization for us. So, yes. Healthy next.
So, Donnie, I think we can move into panel discussion. Maybe we can ask our AI experts some of these questions. If you're good with it, you can take a break.
Absolutely.
Cool. So, we use AI across a number of areas of the business, but the area that I probably use it for most is in research, or helping me understand a complex subject. So, I've asked Notebook LM to act as our panel discussion for today. But if you have any questions for the AI panelists, please let me know. I'll stop it, and then we can ask the question and see what the response is. So what I've done is I've taken a knowledge base of information, CX surveys from global organizations, And I've fed that in to understand the CX landscape globally and what people are seeing from a trends point of view. And yeah, let's see what they come up with. Hopefully they're still coming.
Clean. It's product innovation. In today's market, customer expectations are moving so fast that the real discussion things that brands apart is customer experience, or CX.
That's absolutely right. That speed of expectation, it's intense. Customers want everything instant, totally consistent, and personalized. And trying to deliver that with, old, fragmented systems, it's just impossible. CX isn't some back office thing anymore. It's right there on the front line. It's strategic, woven into every single touch point a customer has with the brand.
Right. So our mission today, what a winning digital CX strategy looks like now. And specifically, how things like AI and unified platforms, HubSpot Service Hub is a good example. How they're helping businesses actually meet those crazy high demands.
Yeah, and it's fascinating when you look at AI's role in managing that extension, between speed and quality. AI is crucial for consistency, making sure the brand voice, the information, is all staying exactly. And continuity too, so the context of call with where they don't document themselves over
That friction reduction was huge for the customer mindset. Just make things easier. But okay, so doesn't chasing that 24/7 and consistency US get the other fuel to apply? We're the advocate. It's all automated.
That's the absolute key balance, isn't it? It's about using AI smartly. AI handles the repetitive stuff, the quick answers you will already base, freeing a human agent so they can focus on the complex, high emotion problems, like empathy really matters. But none of this works if the data's a mess.
It brings us right to that idea of unified workspace. It's more than just shared data. It's about giving that agent, like the full picture, marketing stuff, sales history, everything, before they even start done.
Exactly. Hey, welcome. What's that?
So I just wanted to check, if you say that we've got to have all the data ready, does that mean we can't start with a CX experience before we have our data sorted?
That is a phenomenal point.
Absolutely. We totally agree.
You cannot build a coherent CX strategy if your foundational data is fragmented.
No, it's the core issue. Think of it as a unified platform.
Exactly. Tools like Service Hub exist specifically to solve that problem.
They create that single unified view of customer.
You need the sales data, the marketing data, the service history, all in one place.
If the agent has incomplete profiles, or they're working with isolated tool with the customer,
That's why you talk about continuity earlier.
customers should never have to release info.
If your systems are siloed, if your data is a mess, they have.
That fragmentation leads to iteration and limited insight certainty.
So yes, data must be unified and accessible for.
It needs to be easy to gather and easy to understand.
Otherwise, without empowering your customer-facing teams at all.
That clarity and actionability is the foundation for delivering what we call wow.
Okay, let's unpack this and continue our discussion like the use by next week.
Sounds good. We were talking about that 160-degree view.
It's essential. It clearly simplifies things and makes everything faster.
And this holistic theory is especially clear when we zero in on digital CX.
That's websites, chat, apps, all the online stuff.
So what are the absolute must-haves for that digital side of things?
Well, 3 things really jump out from the sources we found.
Get her to it.
First, mobile-first design.
Here's where it gets really interesting.
It's no longer active.
We heard that over 90% of people online are using mobile.
If your site is slow or clunky on phone, you essentially fail at it.
Mobile first. That's a clear dust. What's the second point?
Oh, yeah. Well,
I just wanted to check, is that data true for South Africa? And how would you change your approach for the South African market?
That is a very specific and valid intervention.
and it links right back to why mobile first is so crucial.
Absolutely. Our sources specifically address South African customer expectations.
They highlight that mobile dominance is not just a trend there.
It's the primary way to interact. About 77% of e-commerce purchases are made via mobile device.
Wow, so if you're not mobile optimized, you're missing a huge chunk of why.
Exactly, and the expectations are high. They demand speed, functionality, and security.
Okay, so I'm just going to pause it there for a sec. And so that's how we're using AI in conversation to help us understand complex situations. And that's the first time I've ever done this incredible live audience, so thank you for participating. I'm happy to let it go. If anybody wants to ask a question, you're welcome to, but if you want to grab a cup of coffee, they won't be offended immediately. For me, it's a really exciting way to empower myself and the team and my customers by taking these complex things and just be able to have a conversation. And what's important is beforehand, I gave it an instruction that said, go to elucidate. If you don't know the answer, say you don't know the answer, don't make things up. And that's the same as you would do for a research business analyst, right? So if you were briefing a business analyst to solve a complex problem for you, you would give them a very clear, concise brief. And then you can evolve that brief over time. So the era that we're in at the moment is just phenomenal, and I encourage everyone to embrace it. Should we let them?
You need especially hours of when she's at it.
Plus, the source of mentioned reliability, even during infrastructure challenges like load shedding.
Right, so the digital CX needs to be lightweight and accessible, sometimes offering low data options.
It's a great example of why personalization isn't just about recommendation.
It's about adapting the experience to the user's specific circumstance and location.
That's a deep level of customer centricity.
It connects perfectly to the other non-negotiable.
Okay, so we've established the necessity of multi-purpose design, especially in markets like South Africa.
What's the second point we need to hit?
Second, it has to be omnichannel integrated.
Which, again, we must clarify, is not the same as well.
Right. Multi-channel is just having lots of separate siloed places of communication.
The data and the conversation context don't transition into a across channel.
Omnichannel, by contrast, means everything is connected and integrated thanks to that unified data foundation.
This is how you achieve that seamless journey we discussed, Owen.
For example, you browse on your phone, you add something to your phone.
You then switch to a live chat or WhatsApp integration later for a quick question.
Because of that unified data, that service doesn't mediate to the chatbot. Knows exactly what's in your cart and you're missing.
That continuity is the competitive advantage, whether you are big town or Cleveland.
Absolutely. The experience becomes cohesive, personalized, and friction-free.
And the third is setting compliant for digital CX.
The third is leveraging AI for efficiency and self-service.
This means using things like GPT-powered chatbots for instant P47 self-serve and quick answers.
They can pull accurate information directly from your comprehensive health base,
which immediately takes a huge transactional lift off the simulators.
More efficiency translates to faster response times, which customers, particularly in South Africa, prioritize highly.
Definitely. But efficiency can never be prioritized over the process of personalization.
That's the constant delicate balance we keep coming back into this conversation.
Research is incredibly clear. 89% of customers globally think.
That.
Oh, yeah,
This is very weird. So in South Africa, especially for certain industries, customer data is very sensitive, especially if you have a business structure that is getting of these customers across fragmented communities.
You are getting the absolute most critical point.
That is the perfect segue to our next planned topic.
When you deal with sensitive customer data, like employment,
So you can't wrap off too long, but they'll like up what you put in there. Let's see what they come up with.
Let's see what they said.
or healthcare.
Your commitment to data security and privacy is everything.
Our services clearly highlight this massive lift.
We found that a stunning 71% of people would immediately walk away.
They will stop doing business entirely if there's something to get it from that.
That's why transparency is now a non-negotiable part of customer experience.
Customers are willing to share their story.
Yes, 70% will share it make the experience better and more tailored.
That they expect it to be protected and used for the right reason.
This means regularly audit usage.
It also means updating privacy notices to meet new consumer rights to right enforcement.
In industries like finance, AI is up in risk management.
In healthcare, it's a compliance and that foreign good.
These security measures combine the box checking.
They are fundamental pillars of building consumer account.
That trust is what allows the personalization to actually work.
Without trust, we have no data to unify or person.
It all comes back to that data foundation we discussed earlier.
If a unified platform is secure, but there is strategy for that.
Okay, this can continue our discussion about the of a unified CX strategy.
When company actually successfully integrated the strategy,
Unified data, omni-channel, AI efficiency, and actually security.
the measurable results are genuinely impressive.
We're seeing things like up to 13 times faster click resolution times in practice.
And significant.
Okay, so that can go for a while. But the more you ask, the more it will tell you. And as long as you validating those data sources that you are allowing it to draw down from, it can help you really fast track your thinking. So I'd really encourage you to engage with it and use it in your day-to-day. If you've got something that you need to figure out, pop it in, experiment with it, play with this. If you're not quite sure where to start, give us a shout. We'll throw it into AI and tell you what to do. And I think it's using it responsibly and then making sure that it becomes actionable. Because if you take that and it just lives in silos within your organization, you start to exacerbate the problem. So it's democratizing this information. And that's where an integrated smart CRM platform becomes incredibly powerful. Right? So we don't get the learning of a one-to-one manager to salesperson or manager to a service agent learning. We get democratized learning across the organization. So if we find something that's working well, if we find words that resonate with our audience, phrases that resonate with the audience, we can then inform the rest of the team to allow them to all elevate their performance over time. So I think we'll do a quick round of questions if anybody has anything. I'm sure you've all heard me talk and Daddy talk for a minute. So any questions?
And so I answer the question, like, if you haven't downloaded the HubSpot app before, but there's also a Leads app, which is HubSpot AR, and there's just released with an app called for now, which you can also convert that.
So the technical actually figure out all OPI Act, GDPR, internationally, and data management that seems critical for us to be compliant. Governance all data management. But sort of whatever this does us provide to central data.
First of all, we're intent. And then the cover page called the Trust Center. I can actually share the link with you afterwards as well. So we are compliant when it comes to the GDPR, SOPIA. We take this privacy very seriously. You can imagine the level of customers that we do have using HubSpot, so that's important to us. And so when it comes to security and privacy, we're top notch. I'll share the link with you as well. And if anyone wants the Trust Center link, by the way, I can share it with you. It covers literally everything from SOC to and everything. Like there's a privacy, the legal side of HubSpot, everything is within the Trust Center report.
Yeah, the page will even have pen text reports, pretty much everything that you could want from a simple capability.
Actually, a question that bolts on top of that question. So let's say you'd like to turn external data source, the policy data and customer data, because at the end of the day, if you really want to make your processes and resolving tickets more efficient, you need to plug into an external data source. One to make sure that something is not providing your banking details or policy details of other customers if I make a mistake on my ID number, query something on customer.
Once you've got your bank tells you what a CSAT, that's important. Got it, you want to take So HubSpot handles sensitive data, so you can configure your system to go, this is the data that's available, this is the data that's locked down. So it makes sure that enterprise level businesses are able to secure their data and their customer data at multiple levels. And that's been a huge evolution in HubSpot over the years. When we first started with this, you kind of just got access. Everybody had the same level of access. Now you can structure teams. Molly know the question which is here. Donnie, do you want to take it and then pass on to Molly?
Yes, so I'll send you that link as well. I sent you the Trust Center before, so I'm going to send you the one with the sensitive information, and now it's being detected within HubSpot. So take all those things very seriously.
To get to apply into 25
We are HIPAA compliant, and I'm proud to say that because when I started 5 years ago with HubSpot, we weren't. And when I had customers come to me, they want to use HubSpot, but then they have the sensitive data. I'm like, sorry, we're not HIPAA compliant. But then last year, we got that, and I'm super excited. So I can send a link to you.
Thank you, yes. And like Donnie mentioned about the email compliance, we can actually enable data deletion requests. We can configure the properties to mask the data. So anybody working in the CRM that has access to your data won't be able to see the specific numbers. That counts for banks, any creative platforms, e-commerce and all of that. And then in conjunction, if you do any integrations like let's say OpenAI as that, you do have a secure environment where the data doesn't leave your environment. But obviously you need to check with your legal and compliance teams, terms and conditions to apply.
Look, guys, I think there's some food on the table. There's coffee in the background, juice, water, and we'll be around for the topic. If anybody wants to ask anything specific, track us down. The team will have machines available if you want to see something specific and how it works within the environment. Really do appreciate all of your time coming out today. Thanks to WeWork for the use of the facility. I think it's a really great environment to be able to do this thing. And lastly, thank you to Donnie for flying all the way from London to come and spend some time with us.
Thank you, everyone. Really appreciate it. Thank you so much for spending your time in morning with us, and we really appreciate this. And one key takeaway I would like you to take from this today would be, please do not see your customer service department as an afterthought. It's a main focus for you. It's your revenue driver, it's your revenue retention engine. So please see it as that, and always think about skin support and then driver retention. It goes a long way. So thank you. Good tweet.
The way it has to take this and just sound.
Okay, you're going to down there with challenge on the left, please can you go down this way, or you need to pick part on to go down.
And we go low.
It's okay.
It's kind of you in front of this.
Cool, mate.